happy Monday. It's me, Cassandra from Mobile Om Yoga, here with your weekly dose of mindful movement brought to you from our sponsors at the San Antonio River Authority. So today, I am just a few steps away from our normal location on the San Pedro Creek Culture Park to bring you class from within the Black Box Theater at the new headquarters for Texas Public Radio here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm so grateful to have each of you joining me for this virtual experience, to be able to come together, to practice together, and to move together every Monday evening. So thank you so much for tuning in from wherever you are. Let's go ahead, unroll our mats, and get started. We're going to begin today seated down in a nice, comfortable, easy, cross-legged position. So once you come down, take a moment to settle yourself in, get nice and rooted into the ground. Feel out your body here. Take a moment to get a little bit of the wiggles out so that you can find yourself in a nice tall posture, hands resting gently on your knees or perhaps in your lap. And then go ahead and let your eyelids soften close as you begin to gently arrive at your breath. As it flows in and out, beginning to create a more fuller, deeper inhale, a longer, more complete exhale. A few more breaths here, in and out through the nose. Begin to notice perhaps the movements happening between your ears. Taking this time to really bring to mind the intention for showing up on your mats. And with each breath, each inhale, invite yourself to arrive in that intention. In each exhale, to soften and surrender any weight of worry, of stress, of resistance, if just for these few moments on your mat today. Inhaling that inspiration, exhaling any frustration. Take one more breath just like that. In. And a big exhale out. With your next inhale, go ahead and open up your eyes. Let's take a big stretch of the fingers all the way up to the sky. Reach them up nice and high. As you exhale, we're going to reach over to the right side, taking a side body stretch, beginning to extend a little more the breath into the left rib cage. Notice your shoulders, try to shrug them away from your ears. Take one more moment to breathe fully in and out here. With your next inhale, you're going to stretch up through the center and exhale, falling over to the left side, reaching up and over. Now extending the breath into the right rib cage as you continue to breathe those full, deep inhales. With the exhale, softening the shoulders away from your ears. One more moment, one more breath here, in and out. With your next inhale, begin to extend all 10 fingers back up to the sky. This time we're taking it into a forward fold. Fingertips come in front of you. Let the head relax down into the chest. Try to re-engage the connection between your sit bones and the earth. As you continue to let the head be heavy, breathing some space now into the back of the heart, the back of your lungs. Deep breath in and out. With your next inhale, begin to walk your hands all the way back upright here. You're just going to gently switch the crossing of your legs, bringing the opposite shin to come in front here. Keeping the hands in front of your shins or maybe on the knees, we're going to begin to spinal rock into a few seated cat-cows. So you'll inhale to arch the spine, lift up and open through the heart, maybe even gazing up to open the throat. And then exhale to curl it all in, chin to chest, rolling back onto the tailbone, navel to spine, expanding the back of your heart to the back of the room. Inhaling, rocking back forward, up and open, lifting the heart, lifting your gaze. Exhale to roll it back. One more in each of these flexions. Inhale to lift and open up. Exhale to curl and round it back. One more time. Inhale, lift and open up. This time, once again, exhale, you're folding yourself down over both of your legs. Bring your forehead a little closer to the ground, chin to chest. Breathing up and into the back body, maybe gently engaging your navel to your spine. One more breath in and out here. And then on your next inhale, you'll begin to bring yourself all the way upright. All right, begin to take your knees over to one side, bringing yourself up onto the hands and knees, and make your way to the back of your mat. Let's ground into Child's Pose. So you're going to bring the knees wide, big toes together, and then bowing your forehead to the mat as you walk your fingertips out long to the top of your mat. Begin to breathe in mindfully here, beginning to activate and engage your awareness into your physical body. So starting with the palms of your hands, press into the mat, lift your elbows up and away from the floor. Begin to roll the shoulders down away from your ears. As you travel your awareness down into the navel, draw the belly button up towards the spine. And then lastly, press your hips a little deeper towards your heels as you press the tops of your feet down into the ground. One more breath here, pressing through the palms. Inhale. Exhale, pressing the hips to heels. On your next inhale, begin to lift yourself up, finding your tabletop pose, bringing your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Moving that cat-cow flexion into this shape, you'll inhale, drop the belly, lift your gaze, opening up through the collarbones, through the hearts. Exhale, tuck and round, chin to chest, tailbone drawing underneath. Inhale, drop your belly to the ground, lifting up and opening the heart. Maybe the corners of your mouth lift up into a smile. Exhale, chin to chest, curling it out. Next, inhale, go ahead and drop your belly. Pause in this nice open-hearted shape. Rolling your shoulders back, finding that space across your collarbones. And then take your hands one palm print forward. Keep continuing to find that extension in the upper body. You're going to tuck your toes, gently lift the knees just a couple of inches, and then you'll mindfully begin to slide the heart back to find your first downward facing dog here. So you can walk out your legs this first time around, bending one knee, pressing the opposite heel down. As you straighten the leg, you bring weight into that leg to really feel the hamstring start to wake up, start to get a nice gentle stretch. Once you've gone an equal number of times back and forth, you'll go ahead and find a neutral downward facing dog. So letting both heels sink towards the mat, and then a micro bend in your knees, continuing to find that space in your collarbones. Press your chest back. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale back out through the nose. On your inhale, look forward to your hands. Begin to tiptoe. Really small baby steps. We're going to land our feet at the top of the mat, walking them a little bit wider than the hips. Nice generous bend in the knees. Halfway lift. As you halfway lift, let your belly rest on your thighs. And then as you exhale, we're coming into ragdoll, upper body dangling over the thighs. You can allow the fingertips to stay draping on the earth, or maybe you reach across and grab opposite elbows. Let your head dangle down. Give it a big shake, yes, and a big shake, no. And you can let your arms kind of swing back and forth. See if you can get your ears between your biceps. And take a deep breath in. With your exhale, you're just allowing gravity to do the work. Drawing your crown a little deeper down. Helping to decompress your spine. Allow your fingertips to come down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. We're going to come all the way to standing. Feet can stay wide, or you can bring them a little more narrow under the hips or all the way to touch. On your next inhale, we're going to reach out and up, coming all the way to upward salute, reaching the fingertips high to the sky. And then as you exhale, allow the palms to come together, sealing at your heart. We call this our salutation seal. So we're saluting ourselves, and we're showing up in this first sun salutation to salute not only the physical sun, but to salute the sun or the inspiration that brought us to our mat today. So go ahead and find yourself here standing in Tadasana, hands at heart center. Take a deep breath in. We're going to stretch our fingertips back up to the sky. And as you exhale, like rays of the sun, fold forward, reaching out and down to the floor. Inhale, flat spine. Hands come to your shins. Extend long through the heart. Draw your navel up and in. Exhale, you're going to plant the hands. Step both feet to the back of the mat, finding your first high plank, high push-up. We'll hold this for an extra breath. So you always have the option, if you're really suffering and you're holding your breath, you can drop the knees and take a little bit less. Otherwise, challenge yourself to find a little bit of space within the struggle. That's what we're really about here, finding that balance of effort and ease. Take one more breath in, and as you exhale, lower down. A rule I always say in class is that suffering is optional, so make it your choice, right? All right, inhale, we're going to lift up into Cobra, peeling your heart away from the mat, squeezing the elbows in. And do me a favor, take a moment in this one. Let's lift the hands. So there's a tendency for us to rely on pressing into the hands here. I instead want you to wake up the muscles in your back, squeezing them together. One more breath, stay lifted. And then as you exhale, slowly lower back down. So keep mindfulness in that space you just worked. Hands are going to stay on the ground, but we're going to inhale back into Cobra. Even though your hands are on the ground helping you lift, find those muscles in your back. And then exhale, lower down. We'll meet in downward facing dog. You can come through tabletop or through a straight legged plank. Finding down dog, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, soften behind your knees. Deep breath in. Empty out. Roll your shoulders from the ears. Last breath in here. Exhale, get empty. Get light and lightly walk, step, or float, feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, heart long. Exhale, melt yourself down, forward fold. Inhale, reaching all the way out and back up to the sky. Palms find each other. Exhale, thumbs come together at your heart. We'll move through that again. One breath, one movement. So inhale, reach your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, feet back, with or without lowering the knees. Take it all the way down your chaturanga. Finding your Cobra once again, finding those muscles in the back to lift you up. On your exhale, lower down and find your way up and back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, in and out. Again, suffering is optional, so meeting yourself in those sensations, in that resistance, and giving yourself permission to listen, to adapt, to drop your knees if you need. Last breath here, get empty. On your next inhale, look forward, walk, step, or float quietly to meet the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folds. Inhale, reaching out, reaching up high to the sky. As you exhale, bring your hands back together. All right, now that we're warm, we're feeling out that intention we've set for ourselves. Let's begin to sit back into a chair. Begin to bring some awareness into the lower part of our body, into our foundation, into our legs. Really sit back into the heels. Sit a little bit deeper here. Draw your navel in. Within our practice, our navel point is our fire, our ability to engage with ourselves. So engage your navel to spine. And as you breathe, extend through your fingertips. Can you make that extension very light? So instead of scrunching your shoulders to your ears, you're keeping them lower. And then keep sitting your hips back. Reach your fingertips up. One more breath, finding that balance of effort and ease. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, heart long. Exhale, take your chaturanga, or you have permission to do a nataranga, skipping it and stepping straight into your down dog. Perhaps now you begin to extend up into a full upward facing dog, or staying in Cobra. Whatever's working for you today, listen and trust. Deep breath in and long breath out. We're going to begin to shift weight to the left foot as you inhale. Reach your right heel up. Reach it as high as you can. As you exhale, you're stepping your right foot all the way forward in between your hands. Spin your left heel to meet the floor, rising up to warrior one, hands at your heart center. Let's pause a moment here. Really bend into your right knee. As you send the right knee forward, the goal is to get it stacked over the ankle. And now coming back into that foundation, back into our legs, root through both heels, and then try to scissor your hips, right hip back, left hip forward. So bringing my hands to my hips really helps to find that movement here. So once we're grounded, find the fire, that lifting sensation navel to spine. You can bring the hands back to your heart, or maybe they're ready to extend all the way up to the sky. Taking one more moment here, full breath in. With your exhale, circle the hands down around the right foot. Right foot moves to meet the left, chaturanga or nataranga, into your downward facing dog. And we'll shift straight to the left side. Inhale, extend your left heel high up to the sky. And as you exhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Right heel spinning down flat to the floor for warrior one. Go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. Bending your left knee again over the ankle. Begin to square your hips here as you anchor into your feet. It almost feels like you're trying to rip your mat in two opposite directions. You're pushing your front foot forward and your back heel back. And then you're scissoring in your hips, finding that fire in your core. And when you're ready, you reach your fingertips up to the sky. Another rule in my class is when your fingertips come high, the shoulders stay low. So check in, one more breath. Exhale, circle the hands to the floor. Listen careful, we're going to transition different. You're going to step your right foot this time to meet your left at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Coming back, sit into chair pose. Reach your fingertips high to the sky. Also known as Thunderbolts Pose. Feel the fire, the thunderbolts coming from the fingertips down to the heels. Inhale, stretch up tall, upward salute. Exhale, hands to your heart. We'll go through that one more time, just adding a little bit more on each time. All right, you're going to sit low into the hips, maybe reaching the arms, find chair pose. One more breath in here. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms meet the floor. Chaturanga or nataranga into downward dog. That's where we'll meet. Always in choice. We're going to switch it up this time. Inhale the left heel high to the sky. Reach it up. As you exhale, step your left foot forward. Find warrior one once again. You've already imprinted. Maybe you come all the way straight up. Take a moment here. Re-engage through your legs, scissoring the hips. Open your arms into cactus arms a moment. Really feel that spreading coming across the collarbones. Then begin to pull your elbows back behind you. Continue feeling that open chest. You're going to straighten your hands, reach back, and then grab your own hand. You'll press your knuckles back. Continue to extend up through the heart, maybe up through the throat, through the chin. Take an inhale. With your exhale, we're hinging forward into humble warrior. You bow forward, pause. You're going to want to naturally, instinctually rest yourself on the front thigh. Try to avoid that coming towards the inside of your thigh. You can keep the hands on the low back, Let your head relax to the inside of your foot. Keep engaging in the legs and scissor that right hip forward, left hip back. And maybe you reach the hands up and away from your lower back to get one more moment of stretch in the shoulders. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, release the hands, circle them to the floor. Step your left foot to meet the right, option to take the chaturanga or a nataranga, meeting in downward facing dog. Straighten to the right side, inhale the right heel high. Exhale, step the right foot forward, warrior one, reaching to the heart or to the sky. Bending into your right knee, anchoring into both feet, and finding that lift of your navel point here. We're going to take the arms out into cactus arms, really feeling the spread across the collarbones. You can stay here and then begin to take your elbows together. Continue opening the front body. This time you're going to reach back, and as you interlace your hands, I want you to switch the webbing of all of your fingers. So now you're finding your non-dominant grip. Kind of embrace the funk here. It feels a little funky sometimes when life has us do uncomfortable things. It's kind of the point of this whole practice. So take a moment, embrace it, lifting up, opening up, knowing it's perfect just the way that you are. And then begin to come into that humble warrior. Really reminding yourself to be humble. As you bow, try to avoid resting on the front thigh. The head can come into the inside of the foot. Hands can stay on the back. You're still anchoring the ears, the shoulders away from the ears. Or you can take the hands away from the low back, deepening the stretch in your shoulders. One more moment here. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, release the hands. Circle them forward. This time we're transitioning to the top of the mat. Left foot meets the right, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Coming back into chair pose, Thunderbolt. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, come up to standing, hands at your heart center. Stay here. All right, we're going to begin now to challenge our balance. So with the hands at the heart, find something in front of you to gaze at. And then you're going to begin to bring the weight into your left foot as you begin to just take your right foot off the mat. Start by just taking it in front of you and noticing the awareness required to find that stability. This is the perfect place to find that balance of effort and ease. We have to keep effort in our standing leg, effort in the fire of our core, but remain at ease in our breath and our upper body. Begin to open your knee out to the right, and we're going to find tree pose. So tree pose can be right on the ankle, or you can lift it into the inner calf, or you can lift it all the way up into your inner thigh. So wherever you've gone, take a moment and notice that you have that wobble point, the place where you can feel unstable. If you haven't quite found it yet, maybe begin to lift up your arms to challenge yourself. If you need more, maybe close your eyes or extend your gaze high. Yeah, and so when you wobble, when you fall, every time you fall, just think of something you're grateful for and then come right back up, because we're grateful for all the stumbling blocks that take us to where we need to go. So again, we dropped our frustration. We're here for inspiration. So lift into inspiration. Let that drive you a little bit higher. One more breath here. And as you exhale, begin to lower that right foot down to meet the earth. Go ahead and shake out your standing leg and get your other leg, your right leg, ready to be that nice strong base, that nice foundation or trunk for your tree. So hands at your heart center. Stand up nice and tall. Begin to lift your left foot off the ground. So you already are starting to play a little bit with what it takes to be balanced. One of the main things is presence. You have to be here, really counteracting your body's movement that takes you off. Now you'll begin to open your left knee to the left side. You can either bring it down right at your ankle so your toes are ready to catch you as a kickstand, bring it into the inner calf, or maybe you bring it all the way up into your inner thigh. Wherever you are, really get engaged here. Strong in your trunk, your foundation, fired up in your torso, and then maybe you even lift to bring that sense of air, that sense of expansion into your branches. breathing here. If you need more challenge to find that wobble point, you can close your eyes, and when you find yourself again falling down, just think, oh, I'm grateful to be here today. Come right back in. Taking one more moment. Find your inspiration. Grow into it. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to release down. Go ahead and shake out your standing leg. All right, we're going to come back and find our flow through one more sequence to get us nice and open this Monday. Inhale, let's reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, catch a breeze on your way down. Inhale, halfway lift, make your choice for chaturanga or nataranga, and we're going to meet in downward facing dog. This time in down dog, as you begin to root to the left, but the right leg's going to lift. Then you're going to bend your knee and begin to open up your hip. Let it stack on top of your left. Maybe you roll out your ankle a bit here. Take a peek back at your left foot. You want your ankle moving straight back, so it should be hidden behind your toes. And then one more inhale, lift up a little bit more to the right side. And then looking forward as you exhale, bring your right foot all the way between your hands. You're going to spin your left heel flat. We're rising up into warrior two. Bending deep into the right knee. Again, you want the right knee to stack over your ankle. And then really get strong in your feet. That sensation of trying to pull your mat in opposite directions. And then the more you get heavy and get anchored, draw your navel in. It's almost like reminding yourself like, hey, I'm more than just being pulled down by gravity. I have the ability to expand. Let yourself expand here. Flip your palms to the sky. Feel yourself breathing across the chest. On your next inhale, you're going to scoop up and back. Find a big open side body as you reverse your warrior. There's a tendency for the right knee to want to straighten here. Try to mindfully keep bending the right knee forward as you extend back to the right fingertips, breathing into right side body. On your next inhale, come back in to warrior two. All right, we're going to begin to straighten in your right knee. You're going to begin to take your hands towards the ground, bend into your left knee, and you're going to find yourself in a little squat, bending the left knee, right toes to the ground or to the sky. You can stay up nice and tall here, or maybe walk your hands out in front of you, finding a little stretch. You should feel this along the inseam of that right leg. One more breath in and out. And bringing your hands back underneath you. If you came forward, we're going to lift up and come all the way back into warrior two. On your next inhale, straighten your right knee, and we'll take triangle pose. Reach forward, right hand to shin, left arm lifting up and open to the sky. Another place where our core really acts as that fulcrum point. Everything below is really grounding and shooting down. Everything above is focused on expanding up and out. The left fingertips opening up and back. The crown of the head pressing long. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, take your gaze to your right foot. We're going to reach the left arm all the way around and bring it to the inside of your right foot, and then begin to bend into your right knee. Right hand to the thigh or the sky, finding a twist. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, right hand down, right foot meets the left, making your circle back to downward facing dog. All right, other side, last standing sequence. We're going to inhale, lift your left heel up, bend and open up your hip. Pause here a moment. Maybe you start to wake up the left foot, rolling out your ankle. Right heel sinking down directly behind the toes. Taking one more breath, opening up here. And then as you exhale, step your left foot between the hands. We're opening up into warrior two on the left side. So you should be open to the long edge of your mat. You want to bend the left knee over your ankle and really get strong, not only anchoring through the left foot, but pushing that right heel back. So that, again, that sensation of pulling or stretching your mat in opposite directions. And then draw the navel in, feel the crown lift, reaching the arms out side to side. Let's turn the fingertips up to meet the sky. Keep bending deep into your left knee. We're going to scoop up and back, reverse your warrior. Keep bending into the left knee as you reach back. So you're creating that deeper stretch in the side body. On your next inhale, come all the way up, pause. Begin to straighten your left knee, bending into the right. Hands come to the inside of your right foot. Flex your left toes to the sky. So staying here with your heart lifted, feeling the hamstring and inner seam of that left leg stretching. Maybe walking your hands forward, bowing the chest down for a little bit deeper sensation. Take a deep breath in and exhale it out. On your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back toward your foot. We're going to step into your feet back up into warrior two. Nice. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands, straighten your left knee, my bad, and cartwheel your left hand down. We're finding triangle on the left side. So the left hand anchors down, but doesn't push down. It's not heavy like the legs. It's still being lifted by that strong core. So you're lifting up and open through that right side as you're pushing into the heels and rooting through the lower body. Taking one more breath in here. With your exhale, look down to your left foot. Right hand gonna reach all the way around to the inside of your left foot. Come to the ball of your right foot, finding a twisted lunge. Left arm finds the sky. Take a deep breath in, reaching up and open. As you exhale, left hand comes to the mat. Left foot meets the right downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and empty it out. Inhale, come forward, find high plank. And as you exhale, lower your belly all the way down to the mat. Take a moment and breathe in neutral. You're going to begin to extend your right arm straight out to the right side, palm facing down. Turning your right ear to the mat, so you're looking over to the left side. And then using your left hand in front of you, begin to roll your body on to that right side. So you're just laying on the right side of your body. This might already start to be a lot of stretch in that right shoulder. If you need more, the next step for this one is to bend your upper knee, bend the left knee, set your foot down. It should be able to touch the ground right there, and begin to lift your knee up to the sky. And you can stay here, or the left hand can reach high and take it into a bind around the small of your back. A few big, deep breaths. You can intensify by engaging your palm down into the mat, into the floor. Softening with each exhale, a little bit deeper as we open up the front of the chest, the front of the shoulder. And slowly begin to straighten the left leg and roll back onto your belly. And we'll just gently transition to the other side. So turn your left ear to the mat, reach your left arm out. Begin to roll your body over onto that left side. So you can stay here, or begin to bend your right knee, that upper knee, set your foot down to the floor. Lift your knee up to the sky. Staying here, or reaching the right arm up and around. I like to call this, it doesn't have really an official yoga name yet. I call it our angel wing pose. So breathing into your own angel wings, your ability to fly, just for a moment. All right, go ahead and come back to the belly, returning both legs to straight and rolling back onto the belly. All right, so now we're really ready to fly. Let's take the hands down to the floor, this time at a little back of an angle, a little more of a backwards V. And you're going to inhale, begin to lift the chest just like we found those back muscles in our Cobra earlier. So just lift the chest. Then we're going to add the legs here. So begin to lift the legs, and now you're really zipping the core in off the mat. And then we're going to begin to lift the hands off the mat and really squeeze the shoulders together. So you're finding those same muscles firing up a little bit more here. Take one more breath. See if you can lift a little bit higher. And then exhale, go ahead and come down. Bring an ear to the mat. Flip your palms. Take a breath in and out. I'm going to do this one more time, but this time you're going to bring your arms out side to side, finding cactus arms. We're going to bring this one into a little bit of movement. So you're going to inhale, begin to just lift the chest first. Begin to lift your legs, and then begin to lift your arms. So you're bringing them into those cactus arms. So you're going to inhale, straighten your arms forward, stay lifted. Exhale, pull the elbows back, cactus. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale, stay. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, come all the way down. Hands come by the side. Flip the palms to the sky. Opposite ear to the mat and rest here. We're going to switch from this rest to a rest in child's pose, but a little bit different than earlier. We're taking a traditional child's pose. So you're going to press up off of your chest and keep your knees narrow. Keep your knees and your ankles together. Begin to sit back onto your heels. So this one might look a little bit different. You're going to keep your hips as close to the heels as you can. Hands are also going to come back by your feet, and you're letting your upper body drape over the knees. So it should feel really nice, all that work that we did in working the muscles of the back. You're going to begin to breathe some space into the upper back, the back of the heart. Letting the shoulders find some release as they drape over the knees. On your next inhale, you're just going to bring your hands by your knees as you slowly begin to bring yourself back into a seat on your heels. Let your hips shift to one side. You begin to transition back into a seat. And we're actually going to come this time all the way laying back onto your back. So lie down and find a comfortable position here. Take your legs long, bring your arms overhead, and take a moment to fully extend into like an upward salute on your mat, reaching in opposite directions. Take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, begin to draw the knees into the chest. Circle the arms around the shins. Hug them in. Rock from side to side, feeling your low back get a little bit of massage here. And then pause in neutral. Let both of your feet come down to the floor. You're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest. And then you're just going to open the knee out, take your ankle onto that left leg. So figure four, few options here. You can draw the left knee in and grab behind the left knee. Make sure in any variation you're keeping that right foot engaged and you're gently feeling that right knee press away from the body. So you can stay here with a bent left knee, or maybe you straighten your left knee and you begin to bring your hands above your ankle, or maybe all the way to the foot. So wherever you're at, finding a few breaths here. If you straightened your left leg, start by bending the left knee again. You're going to release your left foot down to the floor. Keep your figure four for just a moment. You're just going to allow the knee or the ankle to slide over. So now your thighs are crossed right over the knees. Before we twist, I want you to press into the foot that's still on the ground. Lift up your hips and kind of scoot your hips to the right, but your knees are going to fall the opposite way. They're going to fall over to the left, both of your knees over. So this is a pretty intense twist. If it's too much, you can uncross that upper leg and just stack your knees. Otherwise, the twist will help get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Reaching your right arm either straight or cactus out to the right side. Since I'm not there to give you an assist, you can take your left hand, be your own assist. Gently anchor down through the left thigh, or anchor down through your left, or through your right hip, right thigh or right hip. Take a few long, deep breaths, surrendering what you can, allowing gravity to do most of the work here. If you took any type of assist, go ahead and release your left hand. Before you come back to neutral, uncross your legs if they're still crossed. So be a little gentler on the back. And then gently begin to bring your knees back up towards the ceiling. Recenter your back. This time the left knee is going to come in, and you're going to bring your ankle across your right knee, finding that figure 4. And then drawing the right knee in, you have the option to grab behind your right knee. Again, keeping that left foot flexed, knee pressing away from the body. Or maybe you straighten that right leg. Start to bring the hands above your ankle onto the calf, towards your ankle, or maybe all the way to your foot. I'm not quite there today. Keep your head and shoulders grounded. Breath is flowing. Meet the sensation. Dilate around it. Try not to resist or push it away. If you straightened that right leg, go ahead and begin to bend it back. Bringing the right foot down to the floor, sliding the left ankle to cross at the thighs. This time pressing into the right foot, lift your hips and scoot your left hip to the side. Knees are following all the way to the right. And then you can begin to open up that left arm straight or as a cactus arm. You choose to assist yourself in this final spinal twist. That right hand can either anchor down to towards the knee, the thigh, or your left hip. And big, full breaths to soften and surrender. Inviting in ease. Go ahead, if you have that assist, release your right hand. Uncross the legs if you left them crossed for the twist. And then begin to gently transition your knees back up to the ceiling, centering your spine onto the mat. One more time, one last time, both knees come in together. This time your nose lifts up toward your knees as you wrap your arms around your shins, giving yourself a big bear hug. Take an extra breath in, and as you exhale it out, squeeze into a tight little ball, really appreciative and grateful for this time you've spent. One more inhale. One more exhale, hug and squeeze, and at the end of that exhale, just begin to melt everything out. Finding your way to your surrender. Palms facing up to the sky. And go ahead and let your eyelids close again, drawing your awareness in. Meet your breath without effort. Just begin to observe the natural wave in and out. Much like this breath, you may notice thoughts arise. Instead of attaching, just allow them to wave through. Almost like a passing cloud or a wave passing through the water. Noticing if there's anywhere left in your body that's still feeling tense. If there's any way for you to adjust to relieve that, or maybe just be mindful of it. Try to release it with your mind, telling yourself it's okay to relax. Right now, you're fully supported, and all that you need to do is breathe. Begin to bring some mindfulness back to your breath, expanding your inhales to help come back into the space of your container, of your body. Start by gently moving the fingers and toes to wake up, and then the ankles and the wrists. And finally, you'll move your arms above head, move your ankles towards one another. Find a full body stretch, just like that upward salute. And then with your exhale, you're going to bring your knees into the chest. Your choice, you can roll to the side, or I kind of like to rock and roll. Get a little bit of massage one more time up the spine. And you'll just rock yourself upright. Just how we began, I want you to find a seat on your mat. Try to keep your eyes closed, or once you've arrived, just close them again and arrive back, feeling yourself through feeling the anchor of your sits bones, the fire, the engagement of your belly, helping to support and lift you up. And then finally, the lifted and open space of your heart. Taking one more moment, sitting up tall. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart, sealing in this practice, sealing in the gratitude that you have for showing up today and doing the work. And we'll lift this seal up to our third eye, or the space that represents the wisdom within. So I recognize the light or the wisdom at the heart and the seed of each and every one of your beings, because it is also the same light, the same seed that is within me. We are one. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.